Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome to another episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Today we're going to take a leisurely jaunt from Coimbra up to Gijon in Spain. We're taking this massive excavator with us. Got to pull out of this tight spot. We got to go get some sleep because our sleeping meter is red. So let's go get started here now. And I'm still kind of tweaking the job settings here. Not the job settings, but the wheel settings here. I still kind of haven't quite found that sweet spot here for turning and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get going here. We got some tricky pullouts here with this long excavator. Hope we can make it out. Ah, we made it. Nice. It looks like we just got to go out here. I think I want to go this way, right? Yep, that looks pretty good. We're going to make that corner. It's tight. Yeah, we got it. Good. Alright, so we head out over here, it looks like. This is a tricky space to navigate from. I'm having trouble getting started on some of these now, but I think we're looking pretty good now. There we go. Now we're out of here. Okay. So we're going to head left over here. Now we got to grab some sleep first, and there is a place to sleep right nearby. So we should be able to grab a little bit of sleep. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to do a double sleep so we're not driving in the night. And then we'll get chatting here and stuff like that. And we'll see in a couple minutes once we grab some sleep. Alrighty. This should be our sleeping spot, I think. There we go. I did find a place to rest. Stop that. So, according to this stop here, there's a place to sleep here, but I don't... Maybe it's here? This doesn't feel right. This is not right at all. So there's a... we're going to hit that car behind us. Oh, gosh. Vehicle... So it says there's a place to sleep here, and I thought it's those parking spots over on the right, but when I go over there on the right and try to park there, it won't let me sleep. So I'm a little bit baffled here as to where the sleeping spot must be. Seems a little bit misleading. Let's try to pull straight into this and see if that works. But I pulled into here, and it didn't say I could sleep here. These look like truck sleeping spots, right? Oops. But it doesn't give me the spot to sleep. Frustrating. Okay. So I don't know where we can sleep, and we need to sleep. We can't... The garage over there, we can't sleep there. It's just weird, because... I mean, it has a perfect sleeping spot on the map here. I'm in the sleeping spot. But... maybe it's on the other side of the gas station over there? Well, we'll have to try over there. That's the last thing I can think of. But I don't see how we can go another place. We don't have enough time. It's not optimal here. But we'll keep looking around for it. Let's be positive now. There's no place to sleep here. The heck? I don't get it. Did we knock that sign up? Probably did, huh? That's baffling. Because that's a sleeping spot, but it doesn't register as a sleeping spot. And now we can't sleep. What am I missing here? Let me try over here on the other side. But I've been every place. And the bus spot is not a sleeping spot. Here, maybe? No, that's not a sleeping spot. Over there? Well, we're just going to have to push on, I guess, huh? Gotta see where the next one is. Gosh, I was trying to do this right and everything, but there's no place to sleep. Well, we're just going to have to figure this out. So I'll look ahead and see if we can solve the problem. Okay, fortunately there's one just a little ways down the road, so I hope we can make it there before we pass out. Let's see what happens here. Gosh, I seem to have trouble sleeping now. But anyway, we'll get going here. Let's totally be positive here. We got this. We'll see you either as we crash or find a place to sleep. So the world is getting darker here, but we have a place to sleep just down the road, right on the highway. It's like a half an hour away. That was weird with that last place because it was clearly marked as a place to sleep. That was the only place we could park the truck, and yet it wouldn't let us sleep there, which was... If anybody knows what happened there, maybe let me know. But That's the first time I think that's ever happened in the game. It was... Anyway, yeah. We're going to be happy today. I'm not going to let those things bother me. You can't let those things upset you. But here we are. Now we should be able to find a place to sleep. Looks like we go through the gas station here. And out the other side should be a place to sleep. We don't need gas, so we can skip through that. Right straight ahead there. Oh, truck stop on the right-hand side. Actually, I think we could just grab this one that's straight ahead. Should be able to pull right in here, and it'll let us sleep now. There we go. Okay, good night. Alrighty, so we did the double sleep. It's 3:30 in the morning, but the sun should be up soon here. So this will give us more time driving in the daytime. And off we go now. Let's see if we have a little bit better luck with the rest of the journey here. We did get a €400 fine there for smashing into that car as we were trying to figure out where the parking spot was. Now, I will call your attention to one thing here. This is kind of our big goal, too. Wow, that's... I can't really see in the mirrors too well here, but oh well, we'll just trust it. Picked up a lot of money. Our drivers are doing pretty well. I spent some time before this drive actually going in and tweaking their advancement settings to try different kinds of different strategies and things like that. And you may recall a while ago we talked about doing a driver experiment, and we're going to kind of do that. And right now we've got $393,000 built up for this. The goal is to get, I think we need about, let's see, 5 trucks at like 250,000 and a base at like 200,000. I think we need, like, say, roughly 1.5 million. And we can buy a base, and we're going to hire 5 drivers and get them 5 identical trucks. And then we're going to try 5 different development patterns to see which might be the best way to develop AI drivers. The Great AI Driver Development Experiment. Coming soon to a Euro Truck Simulator 2 channel episode thing here. Got this is stopped. This looks dangerous. Doing truck. Whoa, we just squeezed through that. Okay, no problems. But, yeah, so right now we have about 400,000, so we need roughly, say, another 1.2 million should be enough, I think. And once we get that, we will get started. No fine there. I'm not sure if you could see that in the mirror, but a truck rammed us from behind there, but... no problems. We survived it. Anyway, we're going to continue on down the road here a little bit, try to put some miles on us. We'll check in. Oh, Porto discovered, our 13th city in Iberia here. Still a lot of wheeling to go to get more of these cities here. But this should give us 2 in this episode, I think. Anyway, we're going to kind of drive a little bit here through the dark part of the road, and we'll kind of regather as the sun comes up and we have some more things to chat about. So, see you in a little bit here. So, we're getting a beautiful Portuguese sunrise, I think, still. I don't think we've quite made it back into Spain. And it's about 6 hours left in the drive, a little bit after 5 a.m. on Sunday morning game time. Plenty of gas, plenty of sleep. We're on the highway. We've kind of settled into a nice little rhythm here. I've been thinking a little bit over the past couple hours of game time here as I've been driving around. Yeah, for whatever reason, there was a stretch there where I felt really comfortable driving in both games, both like Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, where I just felt like I was backing up, down. I felt like the navigation, the driving was pretty smooth and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, I feel like I've gotten either complacent or just lost it, because I feel like I've lost that sense of it's feeling harder for me to drive well in the game now. And I think it's got to do with a couple of things, actually. I was thinking about this. Thing number 1 is the new wheel. That's definitely forcing me to kind of readjust how I drive and stuff like that, and make a lot of adjustments that it's pulling my brain away from the things I was able to do kind of automatically before. And so I think that's definitely one thing. The second thing I think is just kind of general complacency. Like I've just kind of said, oh, this game's easy. I got this. I don't have to really pay attention. And for whatever reason, the combination of the wheel, and I think I just got a little bit too complacent. So I've just been thinking like, oh, this isn't going to be any problem. This game's easy. But there are places in this game where you really kind of have to pay attention. There's certain circumstances and roads and stuff like that. You can't like completely tune out here. I mean, like on a highway like this you can, but in some of the roads where the roads are kind of zigzagging in, like we just went through a pretty big spaghetti section of, kind of exits and entrances and merges and stuff like that. You kind of got to pay attention to what you're doing. If you don't, you're going to kind of hit things. So the third thing is, and I've been thinking about this a little bit too, is adjusting here. I've shifted to the Cisco navigation pack, which makes the two fake mirrors in the top right and top left corner of the screen much smaller. And I've noticed that I'm having difficulties using those mirrors in any way that's helpful. So it's just a little bit, they're just too small for me to have a sense of depth, and they're too small for me to really kind of see what's going on behind the truck. And that's made it feel, I feel like I've lost my kind of, like fighter pilots talk about like situational awareness, right? And I think the same thing applies to driving, which is you kind of know what's behind you and, oh, this truck's going slow. Let's pass it. You know what's behind you and you know what's in front of you, and you feel just comfortable with the space that's around your, you know, for fighter pilots, it's your plane, but for trucks, it's around your truck. It's the same kind of thing. And I think good drivers do that, right? They're not just looking in front, they're aware of what's beside them and they're aware of what's behind them. And with these small mirrors, I've lost that sense of kind of depth behind me, and I've lost that sense of kind of what's behind me. So that begets the question of like, do I switch out this navigation pack, which I really like. I like the way everything's kind of set up, and I like the increased view with the mirrors, but I don't like them that small. They're just not enough. Now the other question I have is I could start to try to use the real mirrors by looking left and right and stuff like that. And that might be the skill to try to adjust first. I think I'm going to try that, actually. I'm going to try to use the real mirrors, because that feels a little bit more... These little two mirrors up here feel a little bit fake, which is okay. It's just a game, right, and all that kind of stuff. And it saves, you know, in real life, you can kind of look faster than better and more accurately than you can in the game here. Oops. We paid a toll on there? Oh, that's cool. Huh, I thought we'd get a speeding ticket. So, maybe what I'll try to do first is try to use the real mirrors and see how that goes. And if I get tired of it, I think I might switch back to something that has bigger mirrors. Or maybe there's an option in this mod to have the mirrors be bigger. I'm not sure. But, random ramblings. Oh, we're back in Spain. Here we are. Random ramblings as to why the game suddenly feels difficult. Whoa. Okay, see, like that. I should be able to handle that better. I should have seen that car coming up behind me better, but I just didn't. Oops, we gotta go right here. Wow, this truck is slow. It's hauling the same thing we are, I think, too, right? It's just... yeah, or similar, not the same thing, but... wow, he doesn't have his mojo here. Anyway, we'll keep chugging along. We got about 4 hours and 32 minutes left. We'll see you... going the same way we are. Oh well. We'll see you in a little while once we get past this truck and get a little bit more miles on the road here. Looks like we've got another marvelously sunny day in Iberia. So about 3 hours left, and one thing I've been surprised about as we're driving through Iberia is how much wide open spaces there are, and the forests and the trees and the lack of kind of population centers. And I guess if there's any, for people that are familiar with Spain, is this what it's like? I guess I had a general impression that Spain was more crowded and congested. I think this is a lot of kind of wide open green spaces and nature, though. But I confess, I don't know. I've only spent about a half an hour in Spain. Whoa, cut that car off there. Only spent about a half an hour in Spain a long time ago. I spent about a week in Portugal. But it's going back there, and I was only in Lisbon for a while, too, so... but very curious to hear what it's like in real life. This is just gorgeous. So, anyway, the other thing I was thinking too about the driving is I think I haven't had the time in the game to so I think my skills have atrophied a little bit too, which is one of the things. So I think I really need to kind of like get into the game like American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator like every day for like a week. Get used to the wheel. Kind of drive for like, just do like a half an hour in both games. And I think that will really kind of sharpen things up a little bit. So I might try to do that as over the course of the rest of the month here, because now work has calmed down pretty bit. So I have quite a bit more time to play a little bit of stuff, which is fun, which is good. So anyway, we've got 2.5 hours to go. Let's check in as we get about an hour away from Gijon. Gah. What are they doing? Cars, please. That didn't make very much sense. But anyway. So, whoa. All right. we've had a little bit of congested driving here with some trucks and goofy cars doing goofy things. But now we appear to have... That car's going to not stop, is it? Okay, good. We're through. So, about an hour and 47 minutes to go on our drive. Again, lots of wide open spaces, rolling terrain. This is just gorgeous here. I'm really liking this DLC. Iberia might be my favorite one. Maybe, well, Scandinavia is cool too. Actually, but we do have to get up to see Oslo. I haven't seen that yet in the game, which I think would be really fun. So I've been trying to use, over the past like couple hours, I'm trying to use my side mirrors rather than the corner mirrors here to drive. And it's much easier to see in this like bottom left mirror, although these right mirrors are still pretty tiny. I feel like in real life it would be a little bit easier to see with those mirrors. So I don't know what I'm going to do. If anybody has any good mirror solutions, let me know. I'm kind of curious to hear what people do and how they sort it out. Because these small ones with this Sissels mod, I'm finding aren't super helpful. And I do like to have a better awareness of what's around me. But I'm trying to pay better attention now and not think, oh, this is easy, I got it. So I'm trying to focus. Focus is key in everything, right? Anyway, well, enough babbling for a little bit. Whoa, that's beautiful. Nice. We'll keep chugging along. So we've got about an hour and a half left. We'll see you as we get close to our final destination. Discovered a viewpoint. Let's go check it out. Because there is an achievement for this too, right? Oh, there it is. Excellent. Glad we were alert and focused so we can pull off here. This does look very cool. What is this? Let's find out. Let's experience it together. What are we here? Reservoir of Barrios de Luna. Oh, very cool. Achievement 3 out of 15. So that gives us our third of the 15 vistas in the Iberia pack here. It's kind of nice. I wonder, are these camera angles random with these? Or... because I don't feel like there's... like this part over here on the right-hand side is kind of what we want to see. There we go. Now we got a view there. That's pretty cool. Very nice. Anyway, we'll experience a little bit more here, get back on the road, and then see you as we get closer to our parking achievement here. So we're sliding off the highway here. We'll kind of approach the city and make our parking. And the other thing I was realizing too, and I apologize if this shows up in the episodes, is that when I have to concentrate on the driving more, it's harder to talk too at the same time. Because I feel like my attention's getting pulled away on like 5 or 6 different things. And if you haven't made episodes, one of the interesting things like I found when I first started doing this is that, and as you start to play, oh, Gijon, yay! If you do this type of thing, is that it takes a long time. It took me a long time, let's say, to get comfortable with thinking, talking, and playing a game. Really, any game. Whether it was, I started out with Football Manager, and then shifted to the truck simulations, and now a variety of other games and things like that. But it takes a while for you to be able to talk and play at the same time, and it's something that I think you kind of constantly have to keep up. And the first times you do it, it's so hard. I remember the first times I tried to make videos, you start playing the game and then you just forget to talk. You just stop. And you're like, oh gosh, I didn't say anything for like 10 minutes. And that doesn't work, obviously. And then other times you can talk, but it's hard to be kind of talk in a focused voice. It's like a distracted voice, like you're playing the game and you're not really paying attention to talking in a normal way. You're kind of talking within yourself. So I feel like just all those things, like when the game gets harder, it pulls me away from my ability to kind of look at the camera and talk in a more natural way. So I apologize if the last couple of episodes have seemed a little bit distracted, but I'm going to focus and get my game face back on here. So we'll get these back up into, well, I'm not sure back up, but we'll keep working on it kind of thing here. All right, round the road here we go now. And we have just about 7 minutes left here. And outside of backing up into that car in the parking lot of the gas station that had the place to sleep but lied to us, the rest area that wasn't really a rest area, that caused all kinds of mental anguish and stress there. I still don't know what happened with that. That's never happened in the game before, because that clearly seemed like the only spot to park the truck. And it was in it, and that you couldn't sleep. Maybe the truck was too long or something? Maybe somebody else has been there and had the same thing happen. Is it a bug? Have we discovered a bug? I don't know. So, 4 minutes to go. Now the question is, can we park with the mirrors here? We'll see. I do feel like the wheel's starting to settle in a little bit too, but I still feel like also I just need a lot more time with this to kind of feel comfortable. And the new turning mechanism, just a lot of new stuff. It's like learning the game again to a certain degree. But here we are at wherever we are. I forget where we're going. Something logistics, I think. Drop off our excavator. I hope we get a 90 parking. That would be fun. Because I feel like a 90 parking is what we need to get our mojo back on. Get a 90 parking, like 2 or 3 90 parkings 2 or 3 times in a row with the first shot. I gotta start timing them again too, because that's always fun to do. My general idea is to time just the 90s, because the 40s are a little bit, I don't want to say pointless. Some of the 40s can be hard, but I like to time the 90s to see how long it takes from the time the truck starts backing up to the time you get it, that green light dings. I think after a while it's getting, I mean, I felt like I wasn't necessarily awesome at parking, but I felt like I was getting pretty decent at it. But I feel like I've completely lost it now. All right, here we go. 90 parking right there. Can we get it in one shot? Now, for these two, I do like the big mirrors because you can kind of just look right and left when you're going straight back and get the mirrors right where you want them and just kind of use both mirrors to go backwards and look. And it's really easy to do that. But let's go around here now. We're going to just turn the truck all the way around and try to back right up in one shot. Whoa, we have really spun this around. Forgot how nimble these trucks are. All right, and we're going to mash those bicycles. They're only bicycles. We're good. So I want to kind of go as straight as I can out here, get it lined up. And so like this is a spot where I'm using those mirrors here to kind of see where it is. And I felt like those big mirrors, for whatever reason, just they make it really easy to see and line the truck up for these straight back parking ones. And now, well, we can not cheat, but we can use a walk around. Because my house rule, if you haven't watched the series before, my house rule is that, so we're going to have to back it up. We can do this. We can look out the left mirror here. My house rule is that whenever the truck's moving, I use the first person camera. That's been the rule the whole time. All right, so I think, let's back it up here. See what we can do for a time. Can we get it in one shot and get our mojo back? I don't want to hit the bicycles if I can help it. We're going to have to go around the bicycles. Just curve it. I want to miss them by as close as possible. Because I bet those bicycles are set to hook the truck up. They're like little truck traps there. Now, once we get around the halfway point, now, cut it. Let's see if we can drop it right into this spot. I feel like that's looking pretty good here. Now, we're a little off, aren't we? We have a little too much space on this side. But now we're pretty good here. This is looking pretty good. I feel like we're doing pretty good here. Get the truck nice and straight. Oop, we gotta go a little bit more this way. I feel like this is a good comeback. Back on the Get Our Mojo Back driving trail. I feel like it's going to give it to us. I haven't seen the other side yet here, but this should give it to us. This is good. This is feeling pretty good here. One shot. Did we get it? Wasn't very fast, but boom! Okay. Road to Mojo Part 1. We need 2 more of those. We are in. Completely forgot to take the screenshot, so I'm going to take it here in the boring parking lot next to the garbage can, to the dumpster. Dumpster thumbnail. That'll get a lot of views, I bet. All right, I'm going to take that, then we'll see you and rack this one up and see how we're doing on money. Let's tee this one up and get our cash here. We are over 400,000 euros now, so about, what, 1.2 more million to go. How much do we get here? Actually, we got some more experience. We should be getting, no, we're not. We're not. Well, that's actually, that moved quite a bit on the way to level 32. So level 36, I think, is the highest one where we max out our possible driver ratings. But yeah, 970 experience, 23,000 euros. We now have 430,000 euros. If you enjoyed this, we're also, if you want to see us drive with a little bit more reckless nature, I'll put up a link to the latest episode of our SnowRunner series. You might want to check that out. You know how to, if you have some ideas on mirrors, if you know about the mysterious parking lot where we couldn't sleep, mysterious rest area where we couldn't sleep, be curious to know about that too. We'll see you in our next episode. Thanks for tuning in.